Welcome to Reframing the Membrane, Crossing Boundaries, where we advocate for actionable solutions for improving overall mental health and wellness by examining the challenges and resources affecting people and access to care. Each episode takes listeners through lived experiences and evidence-based research, providing practical strategies to build resilience and advocate for mind, body, and spirit well-being. Thank you for joining us as we engage with the community, health professionals, advocates, and individuals sharing their experiences. Before we get started, the content of this production may be emotionally challenging. The production will aim to inform you in advance when potentially activating material will be filmed or discussed. Let's get started.
Hello and welcome to Reframing the Membrane, the podcast where we amplify the conversations that matter for our health and well-being. I'm your host, Kapri. Today we're talking about a change that happened with a critical mental health resource, the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, and what it means specifically for the LGBTQ+ community. If you've ever felt alone, scared, or in crisis, you know how vital it is to reach someone who understands. For a time, there was a dedicated, clear path for LGBTQ+ youth within the 988 system. That path has changed. So today, we're going to talk about what happened, why it happened, and most importantly, where you or someone you love can still find immediate, affirming care, because help is always available and you deserve to find it easily. First, let's set the stage. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline launched nationwide in the United States in July 2022. The goal was simple but revolutionary: create an easy-to-remember, 3-digit number for anyone experiencing a mental health crisis, substance use issue, or suicidal thoughts. It's the mental health equivalent of 911. When it launched, the system had a special option. After dialing 988, callers were given a prompt. You could press 1 to connect with the Veterans Crisis Line, 2 for Spanish language support, and you could press 3 to be connected to a counselor specifically trained to support LGBTQ+ youth. This third option, the LGBTQ+ line, was operated by the Trevor Project, an organization with decades of experience providing life-saving services to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning young people. For many, this wasn't just a convenience, it was a lifeline. It signaled a safe harbor. It meant you wouldn't have to spend the first 10 minutes of a crisis call educating the person on the other end about pronouns, gender identity, or the unique pressures that come with being queer or trans in today's world. You could just be understood. But in July 2023, about a year after the launch, that changed. Callers to 988 would no longer hear the option to press 3 for specialized LGBTQ+ youth support. The change was announced by the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, which oversees the 988 Lifeline. According to their statements, the decision was made to streamline the process and reduce wait times for everyone. The logic was that by removing the initial menu, callers could be connected to the next available counselor faster, regardless of their demographic. The Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration has been clear that they are committed to serving the LGBTQ+ community. They've invested in specialized training for all 988 counselors on how to provide affirming and culturally competent care. The goal from their perspective is to ensure that any counselor you reach on 988 is equipped to help an LGBTQ+ person in crisis. And that is a commendable and necessary goal. But for many in the community and the advocates who serve them, the removal of that explicit press 3 option felt like a step backward. It removed a layer of trust that had been intentionally built. The fear is understandable. Will the person who picks up really get it? Will I be misgendered? will I have to defend my identity while I'm at my most vulnerable? Trust is the currency of crisis care. And for a community that has often been pathologized or misunderstood by health systems, having a dedicated, trusted service run by an organization like the Trevor Project was invaluable. So while 988 remains a critical, important resource for everyone, and you should absolutely call it if you need help, the landscape has shifted, and it's more important than ever to know all the other dedicated resources that are available 24/7, specifically for LGBTQ plus teens and adults. So let's talk about those resources. This is the most important part of our episode today. If you are listening and you are in need of immediate support, please listen closely. We'll have all of these in our show notes so you don't have to frantically write them down. First and foremost, let's go directly to the source. The Trevor Project is still here, and their services are running 24/7, just as they always have been. They are the world's largest suicide prevention and crisis intervention organization for young people. You can reach them in 3 ways. By phone, their Trevor Lifeline is available at 1-866-488-7386. Again, that's 1-866-488-7386. By text, you can text the word START to 678-678. This is a great option if you're not in a place where you can talk out loud. By online chat, you can visit thetrevorproject.org/get-help to connect with a counselor through their secure online chat system, Trevor Chat. These services are free, confidential, and staffed by trained counselors who specialize in supporting LGBTQ plus youth. Next, for our transgender and gender non-conforming listeners, there is a vital resource run by and for the community, the Trans Lifeline. This is a peer support service. When you call, you speak to another trans person. That shared experience can be incredibly powerful. You can reach the Trans Lifeline at 877-565-8860. That's 877-565-8860. Please note they are a volunteer-based organization, so if you don't get through immediately, they encourage you to call back. Their focus is entirely on providing the support that only another trans or gender non-conforming person can. For LGBTQ plus people of all ages, there is the LGBT National Hotline. They provide one-to-one peer support and a wealth of information. Their main hotline number is 888-843-4564. That's 888-THE-GLNH. They also have specific talk lines for different age groups. There's an LGBT National Youth Talk Line for those up to age 25, and an LGBT National Senior Talk Line for those 50 and above, which is so important. You can find the numbers for those on their website at lgbthotline.org. I'll drop this in the show notes for you as well. Finally, for anyone who prefers text-based communication, there is a crisis text line. While it's not exclusively for the LGBTQ plus community, it is a fantastic immediate resource. You can text the word HOME to 741-741. You'll be connected with a volunteer crisis counselor who is there to listen and support you. So to recap, the press 3 option on 988 for LGBTQ plus youth was removed in an effort to streamline the system. And while 988 counselors are receiving affirming care training, the loss of that dedicated option was felt deeply. But the support network is still strong. The Trevor Project, the Trans Lifeline, and the LGBT National Hotline are all still here for you, offering specialized, compassionate care 24/7. Your identity is valid. Your struggles are real, and your life is incredibly important. Please do not hesitate to reach out to any of these services. Save these numbers in your phone, share them with friends. You never know when you might need someone to be a signal or a lifeline for someone else. I'm Kapri, and I'm glad that you've been here with me today for this important message. Be kind to yourself, and we'll talk again soon.